Congrats on the win, though. Can you kind of just talk about? I mean, you guys have talked about your depth just about this whole season, but really had to show tonight. So can you talk a little bit about being able to execute that tonight?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've talked about it all year. I think that one of the biggest things is that almost any lineup you put out there, it's nothing new. And especially this late in the season, like there's always going to be different factors, and if you can put a lineup out there that is not going to be nervous, is not going to be looking at things as like, oh boy, here this comes, and more just like, all right, let's go do this, then it's going to be hard. And like we've been saying, we got the depth, we got everybody who's got experience now, and whether it's years and years of past experience or a couple years, or for some of us just 1 year, but consistent playing, I think we can trust everybody, and I think Smets can confidently say that he trusts everybody who he puts out on the field. And it's a little bit cliche, but when we all do stand together and are able to get out there, we feel unstoppable. And especially, I think in these games too, we almost feel a bit more confident because we've been here so many times where it's like we're missing this guy, we're missing that guy, or injuries, or national team, whatever it is. And the guys that do get to step up are excited to play because they've been in and out of the rotation, playing some games, not playing others. And so when we do get to get on that field, it's like, all right, here we go. And every other game that we've played like this, we've done well. So it's easy to come into another one at home and get the job done.
Speaking of the team confidence, you guys had your record coming into these last couple games hadn't been necessarily great in one goal games. You guys get 2 1-0 wins where you kind of grind it out there. Is that? Yeah. I gotta imagine that helps for the confidence going into the playoffs, where you're probably going to be playing more of these types of games.
Well, yeah, for sure. I think that at the end of the day, a win's a win, and part of the thing that we also pride ourselves on, along with the depth, is the grit. And we're not necessarily the team that's gonna have all these flashy players and have all the Messis on the field, but we are a team that anybody you put out there is gonna really work their butts off. And like I said, we can confidently say that everybody we put out there is going to do the work, and I mean that's more than half the battle in our book. Like, if you outwork the other team, there's a pretty good chance you're going to win the game. And so I think that when we get on the field, that's one of our biggest mindsets, and that really helps us get through games like this.
What did you think of the Mariners celebration?
It was fun. Yeah, Paul came up with that right before we got out, and we were all like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." Man, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to be able to go and be playing side by side those guys and have the city behind us. It's a good sports city, so you got to embrace it. You got to love it.
You guys, he said that you trained a little bit before, like practiced it a little?
The celebration?
Yeah.
We just did a little walkthrough in the locker room here.
Yeah. So you're coordinated in that.
Yeah, we'd like to think so.
You guys, though, toward the end, because of the fact that you had all the changes, do you pick apart a game like this at all? I mean, there were some chances that y'all gave up in the end that could have been an equalizer. Obviously, one of them was waved off.
Yeah.
So some of the fouls, things like that. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, like any game, you go back and look at it. There's always ways we can be better. No game's going to be perfect, so. I think that we'll all go and look at it, and maybe we won't dissect it as much as we usually do because we're getting to that point in the season where it's win or go home. So there's not much to look at when if you grind out a win, and you move on and you get ready for the next one. So I'm sure we'll look at it, and everybody will reflect and look at the good things we did and the bad things we did, and then try to get back on it next week.
Kalani, you played as right back, as wing back, midfield. Do you have a preferred position, or do you think that's an asset
not at all.
for you?
I just like being on the field. Yeah, I like being on the field. I like running around, and like we've talked about all year, we got depth. We got people who can play all these positions. So I think that's another big strength of ours, where you can throw 4 or 5 different people in any 3 positions, and they'll all work together. They'll all play off of each other well. and that becomes very dangerous for other teams and other players.
If I could go back a little bit, my understanding is that growing up you were also a gymnast. Could you speak a little bit about the skills that you got from one sport into the other and how that helped you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up playing a lot of sports. Gymnastics was like the other main sport that I did when I was young. And I think that throughout my college career and now throughout my professional career, it's just like a lot of the little things that you don't really think about. They've really helped me, where it's just like little balance things, center of gravity, being able to shift myself. In gymnastics, we did a lot of stuff in the air, like you'd be flipping on a trampoline or something, and so your awareness while you're kind of moving and not in full control was a big thing. So for me, I try to use what I've learned from gymnastics, and when you do get up in the air with somebody or get pushed off balance, you can kind of go back to the basic things that I was taught when I was a kid, and that for sure helps.